What Skinner was really clear about, if you want to get people to adopt new practices, where they value what you have to say. So I learned very quickly, unless people asked me for my suggestion, or they would ask me for recommendations, and I'd make suggestions because I didn't want to be the owner of the idea. I wanted them,
That's
to
right.
realize that I wasn't an expert, that I just thought, well, let's look at it this way, and what do you think? And that was real important, to get me out of the hot seat, because when I first started out, I played the recommendation game, and I normally got kicked out within a week or two, because they couldn't carry through on the practice, which
That's
also
right.
told me I had to really write a good course of study.
Right.
Yeah. So then he was real clear about the fact that you had to build a structure that would support the new practices. It was really critical to do that. That was the hardest one for me, but that's where the four instructional conditions evolved from, in a sense, because he said you have to have both a physical structure and a social structure to support the practices. That's where coaching came from.
Right.
You had to have a social structure. And people were not using the term coaching then. I was a major fan of sports, and so coaching to me was the way I wanted to play the game, so to speak. That's where the context of coaching came out. And so the physical structure essentially was coming from the teacher-directed, semi-directed, peer-directed, and non-directed. And the third thing he said was, no matter how hard you try, there will always be somebody that will never adopt the practices. Well, that was a big relief to me, because then I didn't have to spend years trying to get someone to adopt a practice.
Right.